Our beloved Tony Orvidas as our guest speaker. Tony has a degree in psychology and sociology, a college diploma specializing in social services, and certificates in long-term care management and municipal administration. And after a long and distinguished career as a director and administrator in social services and senior care, Tony founded Abundance Together, a semi-spiritual online journal and website community. Tony is a lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation, an experienced mentor, speaker, and trainer. Tony's the author of Using the Law of Attraction and a motorcycle riding instructor at Fanshawe College. Tony and Bonnie have been supporters of Unity of London since 2002, active members for the past 7 years. He provides sacred service here at Unity as Sunday Counter. He's a platform assistant, and he is now the president of the board. Tony has shared messages with us on a number of occasions, and it's a pleasure to introduce him once again. Let's welcome Tony as he gives us a lesson that will be interesting, humorous, and above all, thought-provoking. Take it away, Tony.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. Good morning, Unity of London. First of all, please excuse the icicle on the end of my nose. It's a little cool here today. And as also you can probably guess, we're not doing very much motorcycle rider training at Fanshawe College this summer. Okay, as you can see, the title of today's message is The Secret Revisited. And the question we're asking is, are the teachings of Unity compatible with the ideas, the concepts shared in the movie, The Secret, and vice versa? First, we'll look at our power, that is our spiritual ability as highlighted for the month of May. Then we'll review some of the basic concepts of The Secret, and then we're going to take a look at how they all fit with Unity and our Unity principles, the 5. So what's this about power? Well, according to Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, you possess 12 spiritual abilities called the 12 powers. The one for May, which some of you may know, especially if you read the Unity of London e-bulletin Unity this week, is power. Now, deduction is not one of those 12 Unity powers, but nevertheless, it's a formidable power, and I'm mentioning it only because it leads me to a neat little story. Sherlock Holmes and his sidekick, Dr. Watson, decide to go on a camping trip. After dinner and a bottle of wine, they lay down for the night and go to sleep. Some hours later, Holmes awakes and nudges his faithful friend. Watson, he says, look up at the sky. Tell me what you see. I see millions of stars, Watson replies. What does that tell you? Use your power of deduction, says Holmes. Watson ponders for a minute. Well, astronomically, it tells me that there are millions of galaxies and potentially billions of planets. Astrologically, I observe that Saturn is in Leo. Horologically, I deduce that the time is approximately 3:15. Theologically, I can see that God is all-powerful and that we are small and insignificant. Meteorologically, I suspect we will have a beautiful day tomorrow. What does your power of deduction tell you, Holmes? Holmes is silent for a minute, then speaks. Watson, you idiot, somebody has stolen our tent. Let's go back to the subject of power. I must admit, I have always found it unusual that one of Unity's 12 powers would be called power, but nevertheless, power is about our ability to create your world, your reality. It's the ability to master, have dominion and control, particularly over your thoughts and your feelings. The affirmation associated with this ability is, I have the power to create my world. And that power, my friends, is at the core of The Secret. How many of you have watched or read The Secret? I recommend it highly. I first heard about the movie in 2007, and over the years purchased both the DVD and subsequent book. The movie's a pretty slick package, and in case you didn't know, it's available on Netflix. Like the original movie, The book has experienced a fair share of controversy and criticism for its claims and has been parodied on several TV shows, especially Saturday Night Live. One of the main weaknesses in the book that's been identified by a number of spiritual leaders, including some who were interviewed for the movie, was its minimal emphasis on action, that it was not enough to just think and feel. You also have to take steps to put your thoughts into action. Mike Dooley called them baby steps in the direction of your dreams. I'm not sure if I agree with the supposed omission, since The Secret clearly notes you need to take inspired action to actualize your goals and dreams, actualize your thoughts. By the way, there's a follow-up movie called The Secret, Dare to Dream. It was scheduled to release this past April, but it's been delayed and put off due to the COVID-19 outbreak. I checked out the trailer and wasn't all that impressed, but we'll see. Now, the secret referred to in the movie and the book is the law of attraction. And as the secret of life has supposedly been known and creatively used throughout the centuries by numerous historical individuals. Socrates, Plato, Newton, Beethoven, Einstein. Its concepts have been represented in various belief systems: Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hermetic traditions. It's been around since at least 3000 BC. Now, Rhonda Byrne, the author and originator of The Secret, interviewed 55 metaphysicians, experts, and spiritual teachers in North America and selected 24 of them for the book and the movie. Some who were approached to participate in interviews declined her invitation. Marianne Williamson and Wayne Dyer, for example, apparently said no because, from what I understand, they did not feel there was sufficient spirituality included in the proposed content. Others, like Esther and Jerry Hicks of Abraham Hicks, pulled out of the process due to various property rights complications, even though they were in the first version of the movie, which was originally intended to be a TV series down under in Australia. Numerous New Thought writers and leaders were included in the movie. Michael Bernard Beckwith, Gay and Katie Hendricks, Lisa Nichols, for example. Many have been highlighted in Unity magazine. Credit was also given to some of the great spiritual teachers and authors from the past. You may have heard them: Genevieve Berend, Unity's very own Catherine Ponder, and Charles Fillmore. Byrne, in her book and movie, notes Charles Fillmore multiple times as an authority on the law of attraction. Charles called it the law of mind action. But irrespective of its main name, it's basically referring to the principles of like attracts like, and thoughts held in mind reproduce after their own kind. How many of you have heard of that? The law is working all the time like gravity, whether we're aware of it or not, or believe it or not. There are numerous common sayings associated with the law: as above, so below, as within, so without. As we think, we must become. What we focus on grows. What you visualize, you materialize. Energy goes where attraction flows. Change your mind and change your life. Thoughts become things. Energy is attracted to like energy. Even the Buddha is quoted as saying, all that we are is a result of what we have thought. But what does Unity say about this law of attraction? In his book, Prosperity, Charles Fillmore said, there is a law of giving and receiving, and it requires careful study if we would use it in our prosperity demonstrations. It's a law of mind action, and it can be learned and applied the same as any other law. This teaching of Jesus stands out prominently because it can be practically applied to the affairs of everyday life. In his tract, The Providing Law, Charles further stated, The power of the mind to draw to itself its own is a power that needs proper cultivation and should not be ignored. The great law of mind is the foundation of all manifestation, and it operates through thoughts and words. Pray. Let your prayer be one of affirmation. It is the prayer of faith. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. That's Matthew 21:22. Keep on praying, he says, and make your affirmations until they become a habit of mind. Eric Butterworth, a great Unity author and speaker, noted this about the law of attraction. There are no experiences unrelated to the consciousness of all who may be involved. Every person is a living magnet, drawing to himself or herself things, people, and circumstances in accordance with his or her thoughts. Now, Justin Epstein of Unity Center, New York City, in one of his Sunday messages said, "We can look at our life and say, what are we creating?" Some know this to be the law of attraction. The Secret made that a worldwide phenomenon. To understand this idea of the law of attraction, Unity has been teaching it over 100 years, and Jesus Christ taught it 2,000 years ago. It's simply a principle that has been taught throughout the ages, and we can actually consciously use it in our life. Jesus said, "The measure you give will be the measure you get back." Justin goes on to say, "We understand it intellectually, but we're really just learning how to be creators. We're learning how to use the law of attraction and its principle of cause and effect. We're still babies at this process. Want to know what it's really like? You look at Jesus Christ. You look at Buddha. You look at other sages and saints, and you begin to see how it can be applied and used. But we're still understanding the ins and outs of this principle," he says. Aren't we? I certainly am. Now, what about Unity's 5 principles? How do they fit in with the law of attraction, with the Secret? Now, I'm sure you remember all of these principles, but admittedly, my memory is not as good as yours, so let's briefly go through each one and see if there is some connection to what the Secret says. By the way, there are a number of versions or interpretations of each of these 5 Unity principles that I ran across, so let's be flexible. Principle number 1. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. There is only one presence and one power active as the universe and as my life, God the good. It is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. There's no place where God is not. We cannot be separated from God. Now, in comparison, the Secret tells us everything is energy and is everywhere, and that we are part of universal mind. Principle number 2, human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. I'm actually good because God's divinity is in me and everyone. Our essence is of God, and this God essence was fully expressed in Jesus, the Christ, the way shower. Human beings have a spark of divinity within them. It's the Christ spirit within. Now, what does the Secret say about that? Well, it tells us we are spiritual beings and that our pure essence has always been and will always be. Okay, principle number 3. Human beings create their experiences by the activity of their thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginning in thought. Thoughts have great power to determine events and attract experiences. I create my experiences, but what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. As co-creators with God, we create reality through thoughts held in mind. We create not as individuals only, but as groups. and we're all connected in the one mind. Now, the secret tells us that we're all one, that we're the creators of our destiny and the universe, that we create our lives with our thoughts. Principle number 4. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, we align our heart and mind with God. Denials and affirmations are tools that we use. Prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. Prayer is a creative thinking that heightens the connection with God mind and therefore brings forth wisdom, healing, prosperity, everything good. The secret tells us that we need to state our intentions, to visualize, to use our imagination, to give thanks, to praise and bless, and to learn to become still, like the tools in principle number 4. Now almost finished. Principle number 5. Knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called truth, is not enough. We must live the truth we know through thoughts, words, and actions. Living the truth means we show up, we do the work necessary, and we recognize and express our divinity. The secret tells us that we need to take inspired action. We need to be generous. We need to be giving. A while back, I said to Bonnie, my wife, that I had significant frustration with the fact that we had not yet received the $100,000 that we have been visualizing. We hadn't manifested it for some reason. She and I were disappointed that we had not yet paid off our outstanding mortgage, which the $100,000 would have easily covered and would also provide us with additional funds to buy Bonnie her butter yellow Miata sports car and me and maybe a new motorcycle, as well as some traveling money. She admitted that, like me, she was frequently thinking of lack and scarcity, and that these beliefs and thoughts impacted the things she was attracting into her life, into our life, just like me. You see, both Bonnie and I were raised by parents who viewed wealthy people as less than spiritual. We grew up relatively poor compared to friends and neighbors and other members of our extended family. She and I were at times doubtful about accumulating much wealth, and this was affecting the results of our money manifestation, the creation of our financial reality. So it seems to me that we have yet to realize and release our limiting beliefs before we fully manifest those dollars. However, we do have the law of attraction working positively in other areas of our lives. Getting our townhouse at the lake, for example, or our timeshare at Deerhurst. Those things seem to work out so easily. We asked, we believed, we expected, and we received, and then we thanked. We use that creative process described in The Secret. Ask, believe, receive. As today's lesson comes to a close, let's put together all of the information that we've just shared. But first, let's answer the question we posed at the beginning of today's message. Yes, the concepts identified in The Secret are quite compatible with Unity teachings. So live your life through conscious and deliberate creation instead of mindlessly and by default. Choose your thoughts carefully and pick only those that make you feel good. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Take inspired action. According to The Secret, we need to pay attention to what we think, say, and do. Observe our emotions. Listen to them. Raise our vibrations. And then The following is based on A Meditation to Attract the Good by Deepak Chopra. It's a bit of a long one, so just relax. Take it easy. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Begin to take a few slow, deep inhalations and exhalations. Bring to your awareness any recurring patterns that have been prevalent in your life. Take a few moments to simply observe both the patterns and your reactions to them. Next, begin to notice any limiting beliefs or negative thoughts you have that are perpetuating the recurring themes. You know that the way you perceive and interpret your experiences, along with your current set of beliefs, attracts more of the same. So ask your higher self to help you to see the ways in which you may be contributing to your current circumstances. Start by bringing one major pattern to mind. Notice all the different times in your life this theme has been present. What was happening in your life at the time? What were the predominant thoughts and beliefs running through your mind? What emotions were present as a result of what was happening? How was your internal reality attracting a similar energy into your external reality? Now, with the intention of clearing out old wounds and beliefs from the past that have magnetized this energy to you, it's time to let go of what isn't serving you. Imagine bringing down healing energy from God, Spirit, Source, or the universe, and ask that it fill you up and heal you from the inside. When you're filled with this healing energy, invite forward a visual representation of the person, belief, or pattern that you are ready to dissolve. Imagine flowing this healing energy from your heart to this other being or situation and asking that it too be healed. Say whatever you need to say to bring this energy to completion. Ask for guidance from your higher self. And then imagine lovingly cutting the energetic cord that connects you to this person or situation and see it completely dissolve. Bring your awareness to what you would like to manifest or call into your life at this time. Visualize it in the brightest, most colorful, exciting, and joy-filled way, as if it's already happening. And notice how happy you are. See who else is present there with you. Take in any important sounds. Feel those positive emotions running through you and steep yourself in gratitude for all the gifts this life has bestowed upon you. When you feel this image is as powerful and as real as it can be, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine energizing this visual representation with everything you have. Breathe life into it. Give it power. Sit for a few moments to notice the internal shifts within you, allowing the integration to occur. what lessons, gifts, or wisdom are you able to take away from this experience and your reaction to it? What have you learned to help you activate the law of attraction to continue receiving positive experiences moving forward? When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, come back into the room, and prepare to manifest only good things. And so it is. Amen.
So thank you, Tony, for that very enlightening talk today, and a nice reminder of the words of the secret and also our 5 principles. So a wise woman asked me this question one day when, in reference to your $100,000, she said, well, what's the difference between $1 and $1 million? And the answer is 0. So good luck with your manifestation, and good luck with everything else that we are manifesting in our lives. So if we can say now the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And so just a couple of reminders about Tithely. That is our app for making donations to Unity of London, and you can get that link on our weekly email blast. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do. Otherwise, you are welcome to mail checks to Unity of London for your tithe or offering, and thank you very much. So we will go into the peace sign.